Sentence classification. There are 4 ways to classify a sentence. The first is a simple sentence. A simple sentence contains one independent clause. An example, Cora bought party supplies at the mall. We have one subject, one verb, one complete thought. A compound sentence contains 2 independent clauses joined by a conjunction. Cora hung colorful streamers is our first independent clause. Kareem set party flavors on the table. That is our second independent clause, so that sentence is compound. The third way to classify a sentence is as complex. A complex sentence contains one independent clause and at least one subordinate clause. So our example, when they had finished their work, they complimented each other on the results. When they had finished their work is a subordinate clause. They complimented each other on the results is an independent clause. So we have one of each and therefore a complex sentence. The last way to classify a sentence is as compound complex. A compound complex sentence contains 2 or more independent clauses and at least one subordinate clause. The example is, Cora waited for just the right moment to ask Kareem to the banquet. He promptly accepted her invitation, adding that he had been planning to ask her. That he had been planning to ask her is your subordinate clause. Cora waited for just the right moment to ask Kareem to the banquet is your independent clause, as well as he promptly accepted her invitation. So we have 2 independent clauses, one subordinate, therefore it is compound complex. The classification tree. This is your trick for sentence classification. So if you start at the top and you're wondering if your sentence is simple, compound, complex, or compound complex, you ask yourself some questions. If there are no subordinate clauses, you're down to 2 choices now. It's either going to be simple or compound. If you have only one complete thought, then the sentence is simple. If you have 2 or more complete thoughts, then the sentence is compound. If we go back here to this step, and you had at least one subordinate clause in the sentence, then your choices are complex or compound complex. If it had one complete thought, then it is complex. If it had 2 or more complete thoughts, then it is compound complex. And that is sentence classification.